Yeah, nah, because sometimes I definitely, when I got the time, I definitely tune in.
Yeah. Welcome. Once again, we're back. The relaunch of the Straight Up Podcast, episode number 28. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you with another Straight Up Podcast to watch. It's once again, Straight Up Podcast. DJ Y Body here. You just met the panel. Got special guest today, Rod Wallace, Flint's finest. What's going on, Rod?
What up, though?
Thanks for joining us, man.
What up?
Brother Coop has consulted with his agent, and he will not be here until next week. His contract binding. If he does not show up next week, he will be fined a second time and also suspended without pay.
Dang.
All right. So keep it there. Welcome. I'm DJ Y Body. This is Straight Up Podcast, man. Welcome, everybody. Good to see everybody again. Been a long time, but we're back, man. We're back on track here. Got some real interesting topics today we're going to touch also. Well, you know what we like to do when we first get here? We like to thank the panel, Shelly Reed, also the chat, and go from there. So before we begin, we would like to do real quick, let's cover, like we like to do, some football scores and shit like that. I'm going to do that, and then we'll get into the rest of the program. All right, here we go. All right, what's going on? It's been a week. Week 8 of 18 NFL. Week number 8, of course. All right, the Packers. Last week, they beat the Cardinals 24-21. Panthers beat the Falcons 19-13. Titans 34. Colts 31. Dolphins, they lose on the road to the Bills 26-11. Bengals and the Jets. The Jets get another win 34-31. The Steelers edge the Browns 15-10. The Eagles, they wipe out the Detroit Lions 44-5. Rams and the Texans. The Rams edge the Texans 38-22. 49ers and the Bears. The 49ers do it in fashion. They beat them in great fashion 33-22. Patriots and Chargers. The Chargers beat the Patriots beat the Chargers on the road 27-24. The Jaguars lose like always to the Seahawks 31-7. The Bucks and the Saints. The Saints win one in dramatic fashion. They beat the Bucks 36-27. Washington football team, they lose big to the Broncos. Well, not really by a touchdown, but 17-10. Broncos win that and won at the house. Cowboys and Vikings. The Vikings, as always, probably why Coop's not here. They lose another one. They lose to the Cowboys. Score 20-16. And the Giants. Monday Night Football. Man, the refs really tore us up on this one. They lose to the Chiefs 20-17. Now, games today. The Raiders and the Giants, they start off at 1. Game in process. Falcons and the Saints. Bills, Jaguars. Browns, Bengals, today at 1. Panthers, Patriots. Broncos, Cowboys. Broncos, Cowboys. Sorry. Broncos, Cowboys. Vikings, Ravens. They already played. Well, they're in a second. Right now, Vikings 14, Ravens 3. The Texans and the Dolphins. Dolphins are up 7-3 in this one. And today at 4:05, you have the Chargers and the Eagles. Today as well, 4:25, the Packers, Chiefs. Today, 4:25, Cardinals, 49ers. And today, 8:20 game, the Titans versus the Rams. And tomorrow night for Monday Night Football, you have the Chicago, the Bears going into Heinz Field, Pittsburgh taking on the Steelers. And that is NFL scores and schedule. We're done. All right, moving on. What's going on? So real quick, a little extended version today. UFC 268, also Canelo, Caleb Plant fight. Both fights going on simultaneously. Was able to catch everything. And I must say that last night on the 6th of November, going into the 7th at midnight, was probably the best card, both sides, that I've seen in a long time. Was anyone able to catch the Caleb Plant Canelo fight?
I didn't really catch it, but I seen some highlights.
You didn't watch the fight?
Nah, man, I didn't catch it, man. But I seen the highlights and all that stuff. So I listened to it. So I kind of knew what happened. What happened was I expected what happened to happen. You know what I mean? I expected Canelo to fill him out and then basically in a championship rounds take him down. He did what I expected.
Okay. Same thing I saw. I watched Plant, his good movement in the first few rounds. Canelo was kind of testing him out. I seen Plant with the shoulder, same little Mayweather thing. That was helping him out a little bit. But those body shots in the later rounds, Caleb Plant was not able to withstand those and put him down a couple times. And the ref called a fight. I think it was in the 11th or the 12th. So, yeah. So Canelo, like we all expected. I'm surprised Caleb Plant stayed around as long as he did. He had a lot of movement.
He allowed him to.
I kind of feel that way too.
I think he let him fill him out. He just, he just wanted a clean win. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't have to press the fight as much until, Canelo got his game down. You know what I mean? He knows when to put the pressure on. He let he let Plant tire himself out. Same thing like Mayweather, bro. It's just a different way. You know what I mean? Canelo, right. he mastered the body shots. I mean, Canelo's doing what he's supposed to do at his height, at his stature. He's supposed to master body shots. He ain't supposed to fight tall. That's why he's successful now, because he uses his advantages in his fights, but he uses them to the fullest. You know what I mean? So he knows how he's in his element right now. I think Canelo is unbeatable at this point.
I agree with that. Canelo looks like you start seeing a little aging with Canelo as far as his body. He doesn't look like that muscular guy that used to walk around at welterweight, walk around at like 150 and look like a 185 pounder. But yeah, Canelo, man, them body shots are the key, man. The guy want to headhunt all day, and that's all Caleb Plant was basically doing. I felt he could have been a little bit more active because Canelo was gonna counter him, but it was a small time in the fight where Plant he was mixing it up a little bit and was catching he was catching Canelo off guard. He had a couple of times where we caught him with some counters, man, and it was working. I think he could have kept the pressure on Canelo.
The problem wasn't that. If he would have overworked himself, he probably would have put him down even faster. Sometimes you got to think like, you can't put Canelo down. Why burn your engine out? You know what I mean? He was also trying to maintain too. You know what I mean? So you got to think from both fighters' perspectives. Like, he trying to fill Canelo out too. He trying to find a way, but he don't want to overexert himself or get overzealous because he might run into something or get hurt, or he might just be gassed out even earlier.
Here's how I feel. I'm Caleb Plant. The odds are against me. You can't sit there and let Canelo pick you apart. You gotta stay. You gotta rush him. Canelo stayed, gave him pressure all day, but Canelo wasn't going to exert any energy by doing that. He could have fought another 20 rounds. You got to kind of put pressure on the guy, make him work. What you got to lose, man? This match was already predetermined as far as when it started, and I seen the attitude of Caleb Plant. He thought he was going to get away with some little jabs here, and the jabs weren't even effective like they could have been.
Exactly. That's why I say he was looking pretty, but at the same time, pretty don't win fights. You know what I mean? So he was in a dog fight trying to be pretty. You can't win in a dog fight trying to be pretty. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
right.
But at the same time, it's just proven that even though he was blocking Canelo body shots, some of them, it still hurt when somebody throwing hard body shots. It's still draining you. You know what I mean? So it don't even matter. Even your defense has you got stamina in your defense too. When somebody's constantly hitting you, it's still that impact is still bothering you. That's what happened, bro. He just basically drained him. He drained him, bro.
I got you, man. All right. Moving on, UFC 268, Carlos Usman's Colby Covington. That was a great fight, main event. Usman won by the. I don't think it was it should have been a split, but it was unanimous. Thug Rose beating the Chinese. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce her name. And the fight of the night, it was Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. That was the first fight of the pay-per-view. That fight, top to me, that was the fight of the year right then. Both guys, dude, stop even putting his guard up. I'm like, what are you doing? It was you should have heard me. It was nuts, man. Like, yo, what are you doing?
Out for real.
What, sometimes no guard is the best offense, man. Go ahead.
Nah, not against that right-hander. But hey, them guys was in a moment. Just to think about the psyche of a fighter going into war, and Justin Gaethje said it. They asked Justin Gaethje, "Hey man, was Michael Chandler all the hype? Did you know what you were dealing with?" He said, "I already knew what I was dealing with. A fucking warrior." He said, "Me and him, we shouldn't have been fighting in these times. We should have been fighting back in the Coliseum days." You know,
that's how the shit was.
Straight up. So that's why we watched that shit for. So shout out to the UFC for that, man. The UFC is just getting better and better. I'm a boxing fan. Last 3 years, I've really been on a UFC kick, man. I just like how everything is with the promotion and boxing, not so much, man. I just feel a lot of corruption and it's not together. It's all these divisions, the IBF, the OBF, WBO,
it's
WBK.
all about money, man. But you know, everything is about money, man. I mean, I'm
right.
Stuff on the news. These cats are making up all kinds of shit, bro.
Do it for them.
They want to drain our pockets. Everybody just want to drain the shit. They want to take as much as they can get out of anything, especially the system, man. They just coming up with shit every day, bro. They trying to come up with everything, man. Like, yo, if you fall, nigga, that's a fine, man. If you on the street, that's a fine. If you look at this person the wrong way, that's a fine. That's the kind of shit that they trying to create in this world, man. It's pissing me off, man. We can't live like that.
All right, enough with sports.
Yeah.
All right, let's move along. Really didn't put the topic in the chat today. We'll get back on that. A couple of things we would like to talk about, and one thing we were talking about pre podcast was are Black women in plastic surgery. Why are our Black women getting plastic surgery?
Because
even after looking at people with likes of Lil Kim, Pepper, and a host of others, that plastic surgery is just, I mean, it looks bad, man. And I just, I always heard the term black don't crack. I just want to ask y'all, I mean, what are your opinion on women, Black women particularly, getting plastic surgery, or any women for that matter? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if they're happy with I guess a certain body part, their overall look or something. I mean, I don't agree with it.
It's emotional.
But women, like, they want to look a certain way. I don't agree with it. I think it's more ways you can go about sculpting your body or reshaping your body. Now, you may not look like a magazine model, but then again, you wasn't born to be a magazine model.
Right.
So everybody's not going to be looking the same, but they get this image in their head from the magazines, from the TV,
Facebook.
You might not have a round, fat ass. Yeah, round, fat ass is cool, but I don't want no plastic in my round, fat ass.
Nah. I agree.
So, it's just, like I said, I don't agree with it, but I guess if it uplifts them, makes them, I guess, feel attractive.
You know what? It's more than that. Females love to be in competition with each other. It's really it's not even men against. It's all female against female, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you looking on social media, you see all these perfect women. Most of them is fake, to be honest.
It's the image. It's the images that they keep constantly seeing, and like you said, they're fake, airbrushed, but they got this image in their head. Or I gotta have this round ass, or I need my titties sitting up here. Bitch, you 45. Your titties ain't supposed to sit up here. Like, and me, I'm a man, so I'm appreciate what's in front of me. You 45, I'm appreciate some 45-year-old titties sagging, the one hanging lower than the other, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Rich, too. What's the difference, man? You better off buying a doll. You know what I mean?
They look real life, too. They look real life.
You better off getting a doll sitting there in the passenger seat when she
crazy.
And they don't talk. And they don't talk. So if they keep putting that plastic on, you know what I mean? Hey, I might give me a doll.
So
I'm thinking about a couple of them if I make enough money. I definitely have my whole house full of them.
So do we feel this peer pressure? Do you feel entering the social media? What do we think is insecurity? Is insecurity or
it's all of that?
Insecurity, social media, one on top of the other, man.
Yeah, it's all of that. Everything.
It's all of that. They compete against. Also, they're competing against different nationalities too. It's like they're trying to look like what they think what men want too, what's attracted to men. So they also trying to,
and that's what I was saying. Like they think a man wants this. Y'all ain't talk to men about this. Because men,
I like natural beauty. I see beauty in all.
Exactly.
But you gotta think about this too. Hold on. You gotta think about this too, man. Like even being on social media or anything, all the people say a lot of stuff that they shouldn't even say. You know what I mean? People disrespect people. They disrespect people's bodies or how they look and all that. And you know how people look naturally. And that makes people feel a certain kind of way.
They call it body shaming or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you should not body shame anybody, man. That's to me, I can't stand somebody say
at the same time, I'm a skinny nigga. I accept that I'm a skinny nigga.
Right.
I can't be the Vin Diesel type nigga. I'm not going to get muscle implants.
Right. But the things what you hear people, even women towards men, they always try to disrespect men and say, I don't want this kind of man. And men look at this stuff. This bothers. I'm not saying every man is affected by it, but this bothers people psychologically. You know what I mean? Like oh, dad, I gotta look this way. I can't do this, but I gotta do this. I can't have this. I can't, you know what I mean? All kinds of stuff. Like these women always disrespecting men. So it's like it's the same thing. It's like women must be listening to men that say they only want this type of woman. And basically, when you look at a woman, you can see all her likes. Like if she got this certain body,
but they're listening to superficial men. They're not listening to these real niggas out here. They're listening to these superficial niggas out here. Right. Around dads, right? Yeah, I like that too. But every bitch don't have that, and they ain't gonna have it. So that's gonna make them less beautiful or less anything.
Go ahead. What were you saying? Who's talking? Rod or
that was Rod.
I was just gonna say it's unrealistic, and a lot of times when you talk about plastic surgery, you're talking about older women. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on now is older women are competing with. They trying to compete with younger women.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I think about women that's around me in their mid to late 40s. You know, and they trying to kick it and club and be out here just like everybody else. They feel like they compete with everybody else. So it's one thing to, it's women out here that, they done had a couple kids and, they got a little bit of this and that, and they might go out and they might go get them a tummy tuck. If you got it like that, you know what I'm saying? And you can't get it through your fitness. I'm not excusing it, but I see it. But I don't think black women are dealing with are fucking with their face like other women are. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's opposite.
Well, I don't know these black chicks out here getting Botox. They getting these needles in their face.
But they love that though. It's like makeup. They love the makeup game. So anything that's like dollish, like you can play with your body and look a certain way. Women love that though. That's kind of like they
come up playing with dolls. They got this fantasy thing and image in their head.
That's not too trendy with women of color as far as their face is concerned.
Yeah,
they more fucking with their body. But white women be fucking with their face heavy.
The one thing I will say in that same conversation though is that y'all right about the fact that black women are not consulting with men. They're not concerning themselves about what men like when they do these things, like with the eyebrows and the, it's just so audacious and it's competing against other females. It's not for us. It's completely for them. Like
Right.
the eyebrow, the eyelashes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The eyelashes, they look like fingers on your face and shit like that.
That is a valid point.
That's not even
That's
us.
not for us. That's definitely they competing against themselves. That's
It's
true.
like men with cars. It's like men with cars, bro. You drive around a nice car. Niggas like your car. Chick don't give a fuck what kind of car you driving, really, dog.
Shit.
Hold on now.
Yeah. Man, we used to talk about that all the time.
Shit, I feel you. Car enthusiasts and all that, but shit, it's a big difference. You know.
Hey, real quick from the chat, the panel. Shelly Reed says people in general shouldn't. We all are beautiful in our own way. She said not every woman is in the competition. Tiffany, beautifully me, said, but y'all men are looking at these women with the plastic surgery and drooling over them. Those asses.
That's false. That's false. That's false.
That's false.
This is as we are promoting it.
I don't even like wigs. I don't like them.
Like, think about it like this. You know what I'm saying? It's your first time dating a female or whatever. You know, you just started dating her and she got a fake booty or whatever. And you bring her around your partners for Thanksgiving, or you bring her around, you know what I'm saying? You gonna feel some kind of way, like, you know what I'm saying? I brought around I brought a damn Barbie doll around. You know
but that's something to look at. That's just something to look at. That's superficial shit. Just something to look at. And if a chick get a perfect round ass, you want attention. I don't care what nobody say. Ass brings attention. You got a round ass, chicks looking at your ass.
Right.
Niggas looking at your ass.
Fake, but you know when it's fake though. If it's
most dudes know. Most dudes know when the ass is fake.
When it's like a goddamn shelf.
We're bootyologists, bro. We know the anatomy
this is a
of
part
an
of our
ass.
genetics. We know when an ass is not proportionate to the legs and the thighs. We know when that shit ain't even mathematically looking right.
Right.
So let's not. But I think the comment was a quick way to excuse, them having that. What I gotta say to the comment is this: don't equate men in their nature with looking at ass, because we gonna look at ass. That's just what we do.
Regardless.
Right?
Thank you.
Asses to be frank, round, square, triangle.
So don't throw that out there. Yeah, don't throw that out there like we like fake asses and all this other shit. No, we like ass, period. Now, if y'all asses are not real, that's a whole nother conversation to be had. Hey. So don't think we like fake asses. We like ass, period. Now, if you walk around with a fake ass, you fucking with our mind now, because now we got to sit there and try to figure this shit out. Is that real or fake? That's not our fault. That's extra work for a nigga.
Hips ain't going, the legs ain't going with the hips.
Exactly.
We that's our specialty.
Like the meat and the ass ain't the same as the legs. Like that ain't.
Hey, I like an irregular titty here and there. I see beauty in all women. I like different
titty. I don't mind a long titty, but they real. That's what God made. That's how you.
Yeah.
Right.
Womanhood. That's womanhood.
Right.
I just like definition. I just like definition.
Look.
Yeah, that's cool. Everybody wants something perfect, but we talking about real life shit here.
I don't even know what the fuck perfect is. I got my preference. I don't know what perfect is.
Right. Perfect.
Definition. I believe definition is you work with what you got, but you make sure it's defined. You understand what I'm saying?
Everybody.
Hold up. Like a skinny woman trying to gain weight to have more meat on her back. She looks funny. So she really ain't got nothing, because now that shit just hanging down. She better off tightening her shit up and making it look defined, and she'll be more sexier that way. That's what people don't understand.
Everybody has time. Not everybody has time for the gym, no. Not everybody got time to go to these Pilates and shit.
Society has given us too many options, man. It's the fucking options.
Yeah,
got too many options, man. And the thing about the whole fake ass shit, the thing is, if black women, first of all, they are the prototypes of big asses, period. So I don't even know why they on this train with this, I want to enhance my ass shit. They naturally got big asses. So I don't even know why they in that race to begin with. Right. Second of all, if women just leave themselves alone, if they don't have a medical condition, if they didn't lose a lot of weight and they got like extra skin and shit they want to remove.
I ain't got no problem with that.
Preference is personal, and there's somebody for everybody.
Yeah,
trust me. You got dudes who like chicks with stretch marks. If she ain't had no kids, niggas ain't really feeling that. So everybody got a preference, but women are now thinking that it's cookie cutter. Everybody need to look the same way, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's society though. That's like with the way people. That's what everything. Everybody want to be this one track, and if you off that track, then you feel like you're being judged.
And so, what about this losing weight, this lap band thing? Is that would you consider that the same as plastic surgery?
I don't know the science behind it, but it seemed odd to me.
That's more or less what people would they I would advise people if they want to go that route, don't do that route so you can be fine. People normally do that shit when they have they're very heavy. They need to lose a lot of weight. They have health issues where if they don't lose a lot of weight, then that's going to carry over into other shit. So that's more of a medical procedure to help you get into a state of healthiness. But it's dangerous though. It has its drawbacks.
Are you talking about binding somebody's stomach? Are you talking about binding your stomach, or are you talking about like the shit you wrap around yourself? That's real tight.
No, that's your shaper. That's a waist trainer.
Surgery. The
surgery shit.
Where they make your stomach, I guess, smaller.
Okay.
Like, chicks who going through this, it ain't because of medical. It's because they're big. They don't want to take the time.
That's whack. Yeah.
And stuff like that. Now, if you big, you got medical conditions. I'm all for it. Get yourself right. But for cosmetic reasons,
that's goofy, man.
That's
But if you do it the right way, it's even better.
And that shit's dangerous, man. That when you shrink
it is. Like if you do it the correct way, you'll feel more confident about yourself because you put in the time and the effort and say, "I did this. This is how I sculpted myself."
Yeah, right, because you ain't earned no discipline.
I feel like each person thinks they're gonna be the exception to the rule when it comes to this face surgery. A la Little Kim, Pepper from Salt and Pepper. Have you seen her lately? With the nose things, like you can any small smidgen of any type of modification of your face is going to be noticed. Like,
look at your face.
Like, yo, I'm gonna Batman. Bro, like, I feel, I don't have a problem with breast reduction because people have back problems and people, some women have, I have a problem with that. I don't have a problem if you got into an accident and, you need to make yourself
regular, like Tiffany said, irregular titty, we get it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gastric bypass, right. What's up, RTO Beats?
I think, here's what I say. I think men do a better job of working with what they got.
Exactly.
Versus women, like a guy, like shout out to Biggie Smalls, rest in peace.
Right.
Biggie said, "You could be black, you could be dark skinned." Shout out to everybody that's dark skinned. You could be dark skinned, cross-eyed, fat, whatever. And if you got confidence and you got swag, you can get the job done. And that had a lot of big niggas in the club. That had a lot of big niggas in the club with Coochie and Kango.
Yes, sir.
And you know what I'm saying? And they was doing their thing or whatever. And that was kind of in style. And I think women struggle with trying to be what they are, like what they are not. They may have a certain body type that doesn't work with certain clothes. It doesn't look attractive. You know what I'm saying?
They'll blame us for that though.
Yep.
I mean, but that's to be
they will.
That's a whole nother
conversation. They'll blame us for them feeling the way they feel. That'll be our fault. They gotta blame somebody.
But listen,
it's called self-esteem. That shit is a self thing.
You're right.
They'll blame us. Yeah.
There's something about a woman, no matter her body type, if she is well put together, if she is confident, if she is kind, smiling, nice, and all that. That is 10 times more attractive than a woman that got a bad frame.
Thank you.
Evil. I'm just being honest.
That energy, that vibe, that perkiness, that goes a long way.
That's real.
Straight up.
A long way.
But another thing to add to that, they'll look at this and say, well, y'all being biased. Y'all just men. Y'all going to agree with each other.
Right.
Those comments will come. Versus looking at us and saying, hey, you have a collective of guys who are agreeing on the same thing and they don't have any motive to or incentive to just agree with what everybody's saying. We are individuals up here. And some women will look at the comment and be like, they just agreeing because they men. But we have our own lanes. All of us up here have our own lanes, our own preferences. But there's a consensus amongst us to say, hey, we agree with this one thing. And they won't even look at that.
Look at it like this.
That's the crazy part.
Look at it like this. Each one of us could go through the line and we could talk about what we think gets us success with women in our lane. And it'll be different. We all probably like different types of women.
Yeah.
But women all like the same type of guy. Yeah, pretty much all like the same type of guy, physically and otherwise. But don't know what those type of guys like.
Yeah, that's
that's all I'm saying.
That sound right. It definitely sound right.
Right. And you know what? I see like a woman will take a man with a perfect body and everything perfectly on the outside and having some flaws inside. Maybe he, a piece of shit. And she think that, most times that she can really rehabilitate him and mold that man into what she thinks a man should be. And it blows up in her face. How many times have we seen that? And I'm not being... That shit happens so much, man. I got home.
I don't know about that, Scotty. I don't know about. I see women mostly with men that's completely opposite, like of looks and all that stuff, man. I think women don't like being with men that they feel like they got to compete with, like looks.
No, they don't want to compete with them. They want to control them and mold them into what they choose is of a man.
Their image.
They like to be the top notch in the relationship. They don't like the man to be on equal basis, or might, in her opinion, might be sexier than her. They don't want that shit.
I say they don't want a prettier man. You got different types of men that be in the mirror and shit. Now chicks want a trophy too. They just don't want a pretty trophy that's in the mirror more than they in the mirror.
Because I see worse looking. I see actually dudes that's out of shape with better looking women than dudes that's in shape. I don't see too many dudes that's that's where
the charisma and the personality comes into play. Because just because you got a pectorals and biceps don't mean you relating to chicks.
Yeah, but someone said they just don't trust you when you look like that. They feel like you got too many options. So they like to.
That's an insecurity. That's an insecurity.
Yes,
it is. That's a woman insecurity, man. That's 99% of damn America.
I don't want to put them all, but yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, that's an insecurity.
Right.
And that goes with that type of situation, man. I mean, all I know is, man,
we would get the blame for that insecurity. We'll get blamed for everything.
Right.
Everything.
You made me feel. Yo, that's their favorite excuse. You made me feel this way. You didn't look at
Yeah. We get blamed for everything. They ain't gonna take responsibility for their own self, validation. It's all external. It's external forces that got you that way.
So I decided to get me a fat ass. I saw you looking at her fat ass.
So I'm gonna say with my friend, like she'll be all nice and dressed up, and dude's giving her compliments. She's like, "Why can't I get a compliment from you?" I'm like, "You get it from me. You got it from other niggas."
But you look at Aisha Curry and all that, and you get a married woman who got everything, and she won't compliments from random cats out in the streets.
Yeah, and I told her, that's their job. I was like, that's their job. That ain't my job. You know what I mean?
The wolves is out. The wolves is out, man. That's what they gonna do. The wolves is out here, man. That's what they do. They gonna girl. They gonna compliment. That's the game. That's the fucking game.
I was like, I'm not one of them though. I'm not playing wolf. Already, you know what I mean? I'm already
exactly.
I'm not playing wolf. That's what I tell her. Like, you looking for me to be like what they doing. I'm like, I'm not. We in two different positions here. I'm not. I mean, I'm with you, right? I'm being intimate with you and everything. Like, I ain't trying to be intimate with somebody I'm not attracted to or nothing like that. I ain't got
my defense is impregnable.
I mean, and at the end of the day, you spending that coin too. In many ways, you know what I'm saying? So there has to be a level of respect involved off that too. You spending your time, you spending your time and your resources, to secure her time and resources, quote unquote.
Right.
And it has to be a level of respect. I mean, I expect if I'm out with, what I'm saying, my wife or whatever, I know niggas is looking. They supposed to.
I actually like it because it showed at least, at least she attractive shit.
Man. Yeah, right.
Right.
You don't want your woman to be with you. Nobody even dare look at her.
Nobody checking for you. Nobody. Like, God damn.
Right.
So it definitely, women do this for the validation of men and to compete with other women. I mean, safe to say.
Exactly. And they also feel a certain way when the one that they really want don't give them that validation. It's like they love that nigga. The one that don't give them the validation is king.
We got one.
That's true. That's true.
Tiffany, beautiful me. Tiffany says y'all are quick to recognize these artificial women, but not quite often recognizing the real the beauty
I disagree.
you like in your life.
I disagree.
This is the thing from a woman. Sometimes, and like I said, I'm not against judging anybody, but sometimes if you look at somebody, you can pretty much figure them out. You know what I mean? Like some women you can tell, like especially if you're looking for a relationship, like the way she looks, like is she gonna, you could probably see how you can maybe twerk her, whatever, to what you like. You know what I mean? You see potential, but sometimes you see a woman that ain't happening. So why you waste your time? Why you waste your time with a person that ain't gonna help the attraction stay there too?
That's not receptive to help. That's not receptive to help.
How many of us have?
Oh, you don't like my body? No, work out. We need to get healthy. What are you talking about?
Then you don't like you, Ricks. That's the thing. When you tell them like, yo, I can see mad potential, but if you ain't trying to bring that potential. What's the?
We get. He's trying to get me better. He's working out with me. We getting better.
Yeah.
He don't like my body. I gotta look like these other chicks. We working on. I like your body. We gonna try to. I'm gonna get my body better. You gonna get your body. We doing this together.
You gotta keep that. You gotta keep that physical attraction. Don't get mad at somebody if you falling off. And you don't want to change. What the hell they got to, why they got to suffer?
Let me ask y'all this.
You don't care.
How many of us have gotten into a relationship and said, hey, she's not everything I want, but she has potential. I'm going to work on it.
Oh, I've been that all the time. But then when you find out, they don't want to go to the potential part. I don't ever say nothing about them. I don't ever say it, but I'm like, yo, you keep doing this enough. And then they usually start getting big. They start kind of getting out of shape because they feel like they found somebody that, I'm like, nah, man, that ain't how it go, man. That ain't how it go.
Tiffany has one more quote here. She says, some women want to get that recognition too and will go get that plastic surgery. So those women want to get that recognition too and will go get that plastic surgery. I disagree with that too, Tiffany. Honey.
Disagree. I'm not going to get no surgery and no alteration to my body because I'm not getting recognition. That's something. Listen. That is something else going on within that person to go to that extreme.
Right.
That's not normal.
Dre, that's not normal. This world is not normal. So
that's not normal.
But this world's not normal either, man. Like, you know how these people follow what's going on around them, and they feel like that's the only way they can be noticed in the system. Like they got to be bored. They don't feel like they're bored, and that's females really. Men, we just
Assalamu alaikum, Maida.
Good, man. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to get fake implants or we're not trying to give this image that we're something else. You know what I mean? But women will do that and stick. That's why most women don't even like to probably date men because the truth comes out. Sometimes women don't even.
And as far as a man, like he going to work on he'll rather work on his image by working out or you know what I mean?
Yeah, building your attraction.
Try to get his paper up.
You know what I mean?
Try to get his paper up.
Yep. That's our plastic surgery.
But getting our paper up.
That and working on the shit, I just think that's a manly thing to do. I don't see Rick's going 10, 20 years going to get some Botox in his face. Because you know what I mean.
Nah, 'cause that's not the
If I
current
ever
people we
see Rich with
judge.
Botox,
Right.
yo, man, I'm gonna gun you down, dog. If I ever see you with Botox, dog.
That's not the way we judge. We judged on status. We judged on power. We judged on paper. We judged on influence,
Right.
stuff like that. So I could be a 45-year-old nigga and go, you know, if I got my paper up, I got my game strong or whatever, I can go get me a 25-year-old.
Yep.
Sure.
And that's what happens.
So, and
with no plastic surgery, with no
Right.
alterations or
no
nothing.
Kids, you know what I'm saying?
Word up.
They gotta
You
work
know,
on their diet,
all that. You can
man.
go get all that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it's important to recognize that the currency amongst women is their youth, is their beauty, is their body. So I hear Tiffany to a degree in that you have to, when you in, I'm in a different situation. I've been married 11 years now. So for me, I'm constantly sewing into her, that side of her potential insecurity, whether she insecure about it or not. I'm always making sure I acknowledge the fact that I see her effort in terms of her look, the fact that no matter what, you know, no matter what it turns into, I'm always going to sew into, you know, her being the most beautiful woman on the planet to me.
Right.
Just because I know what it is. I know that she, you know what I'm saying, she, you know, go to work every day and she, you know, help raise these kids and this, that, and third. And she go to the Sky Bar and this Tiffany that's 26 with a flat stomach, you know what I'm saying, titties sitting up like, you know what I'm saying, monitor speakers or whatever. I mean, look.
But that do live testosterone, dog. I ain't gonna lie about that.
I get it.
I get it.
I get it. So
Trigger your hormones, man.
Pablo Chalk, welcome. He said you have to love you first, accept yourself for who you are.
yes.
And that's very beautiful. If a woman can do that, that's very beautiful, man.
Tiffany again says, what do men have to want plastic surgery on? I've seen them in the face, Botox, some men, some older men.
I wish I had bigger calf muscles. My
calf muscles.
I wish I had bigger calf muscles.
Right.
Nigga, my calf muscles are huge, nigga.
This is the
My
issue
kids
with
be
calf
gunning me, man, talking about I got turkey leg calf muscles.
The thing about that is calf muscles, you don't want to be too big. You don't want to be big with small calves. You just got to make your body a little more lean and it's fine.
That was a joke, nigga. I ain't getting no other nigga. I'm good.
Right.
Shelly
Reed.
I'm saying with our men, it's like you don't want to get too big because then it make you want to be skinny if you got small calves.
I'll do calf raises. If I wanted my calves big, I would do calf raises and smothers.
Right.
That's hard.
Shelly Reed says, I will never give into plastic surgery. If you don't like what I have, move on.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That's what's up.
Yep.
That sounds good to me.
Right.
Man.
We all gotta find that defiance in us, man. We all gotta find that thing that makes us shine. And some people look for the exterior world's exception, you know what I mean, of what is fine. Right. So they can do all these extensive changes to their body unnaturally.
All right, Pot, real quick, man. We running out of time here. I want to get on to the Will and Jada thing. All I want to ask is what the hell is going on with Will and Jada?
Will Smith is acting, man. He could get damn near any woman he wants. Jada
it's an open relationship. Like, if that's what they doing, that's what they doing. Why everybody else worried about it?
I think for me, when I heard that she's saying Will wasn't satisfying or whatnot, I just think that shit should be not in the public eye, man. I wish they would have kept all that red table shit. But that's fine. But keep that shit. I don't want to hear about none of that. I want to hear about what movie y'all about to do, man. I want to see some funny shit y'all in public. I don't want to hear about who's satisfying who and who fucking who.
But attention is currency, bro.
Yeah. I'm about to say
that's sad, dude. Right.
They back on board. They on stage again talking like this. They probably got it all mapped out that way.
I don't think Will gives a fuck, to be honest with you.
Man. They know what they're doing, man.
I think he's just throwing her an alley-oop for her platform because nobody's checking for Jada whatsoever. So he's throwing her alley-oop to give some credence and some more energy over to her platform and what she got going on. At the end of the day, I don't think Will cares about that shit. I don't think they got real problems, to be honest with you. I think anytime we hear about something, it is to bring energy to whatever they got going on. They rich.
Because their status, Will could get all the dolls he wants with that status. Way better. Not, no disrespect towards Jada, but Will don't have to. He's not, I'm like desperate for for a woman, man. That's all I'm saying. He can pretty much pick out that.
I don't think Jada desperate for a nigga. That's Jada. Yeah, I mean, that's just what they in that relationship, man.
We all know it's a little, their relationship is catered to their personal lifestyle. So with that being said, let's say they do got some legitimate issues, right? I think she is the one that is out of her lane with bringing that forth to everybody. If all this is legitimate, then she's out of place for bringing that to everybody else. But once again, I personally think that they sit down and discuss what they're gonna air out to us, so they can get the attention, and
Hollywood.
And I think they just get together and chop it up on how far they're gonna go with the shit. And Will is an actor. He can cry on cue. He could be mad. He could do all that. So what I'm saying is, if you're a team player, I get with my wife, like, yo, we gonna do this. So you get up there and you say, my dick's small, right? I don't give a fuck. We rich. So then, I'm gonna come in like I'm mad. You see what I'm saying? I believe they get down like this. I trust me, because if they didn't, I think they would probably be divorced by now. If certain things are getting out that are not supposed to get out, it's like, I got a problem with you. We got problems, but you went to the world and let everybody know. To me, you can't do that. I'm legitimately mad. We got problems, but they still together. They still together. So I think it's some movie shit, man.
They want the spotlight again. That's all. They want to be in some spotlight to stay relevant. You know what I mean?
She wants the spotlight.
I want to say that to stay relevant, man. That's this is Hollywood, man. Nobody wants to fizzle out, man. Even I don't think Will would fizzle out too much, but Jada definitely will.
She's been fizzled. She's been
money.
fizzled.
So the fame is worth more to them than the money. Because
for her, I think he just threw her an alley-oop. That's all. I just think he threw her an alley-oop. That's all.
It's just now getting more money. And
she's not, I mean, but she's not even before Red Table Talk. When was the last movie Jada Pinkett was in?
I can't.
That shit.
What was on that show? She was on that show.
What movies of note has Jada Pinkett been in since Matrix?
Low Down Dirty Shame.
Revolution. That was like 94.
I forgot she was in Matrix.
Nutty Professor.
That was like, bro, I had the soundtrack. That was like
Jason's
97.
Yeah.
Jason's lyric. Oh, bro, that's what is that?
Leaves on her booty.
With a family net worth of $394 million.
They good, man.
They're not divorcing. They just having
their own money. They kids making their own money. They good, man.
Yeah, when you get money like that, you could live in any kind of fantasy, fairy tale shit you want to live.
They best friends right now, dog. They don't even have to really be with each other. They both got so much money. Yeah. They just making money off of fake. I'm not saying it's fake because we really don't know what's going on, but at the same time, they can be with all that money. You and your partner can do all kinds of it. Y'all not together no more. Sure. So let's just make a big thing out of it. Like we agree. Like let's just make a big thing out of it. You know what I mean? Let's make some money.
They on stage, man. They on stage. Another thing.
He got too much to be crying like little babies and shit like that. Come on, man. Drama, man. He acting, man. I don't care what nobody says, man.
Hey, the whole family rich, man.
Yeah.
They making their own money, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. Man, these rich people be just stealing all the drama, don't they, man? We be concerned about all these like things.
Right. They don't care about them, man.
They don't care nothing about us. All they care is about what we.
So I have a question then, and I don't want to take away from the focus of the show.
What do you think, brother? You got it.
What was like? She came out and said that she wasn't into continuing to have sex with this man or whatever. What is the worst thing? What is the worst thing that you know of that a woman has said about you? And it ain't got to be sex related but you stuck with her.
Oh man.
I never had anyone that I stuck with that ever said anything bad about me that I stuck with.
I can't come talk to you. Fly off the handle.
That's all types of shit.
I was married for a while. I'm divorced, so I was.
Now, are these things in the heat of argument, a fight, what, or just?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Go
ahead.
Go ahead, Pot. I know you got some outlandish shit.
Here's the question. She disrespected. Did she disrespect him in a way that is nuclear? Like that will blow up a relationship by going in public and saying what she said. Is that nuclear enough for you to be like, I'm good? Like everybody talking about will she leave, Jada? Did she say something that was scandalous enough for him to leave? And I guess my question is, has anybody said something to you or said something in front of somebody else or anything like that that was nuclear enough for you to be like, I'm out?
No, I guess not.
Nobody, not to that extent. Nobody's never disrespected to that extent.
Nah.
Yeah, nothing that was.
But the disrespect does come in different ways. And, you know, even if, to me, every man knows why a woman probably lost interest in him or you don't want to admit it to yourself. A lot of people don't even want to admit some of the things that they know why that person left them. Everybody knows, but you don't want to admit. You already know.
You already know. You should know. I mean, if y'all
you don't have to say anything. She don't have to say nothing. And going to the other side, they don't have to say nothing either. You both really already know the truth. And the other person is always trying to protect the truth.
I'm saying you have to know something. Y'all have to have some knowledge. You have some conversation or something about it. You can't just not ever have a conversation and then somebody leave. And y'all
where you find failure at, where you guys don't communicate and fail at, that's pretty much the roots to it. Whether it's in bed, whether it's communication, like talking about stuff or this and that, all that little stuff is where it all crumbles and kind of separates itself.
I would say communication.
That's the biggest.
Yeah, because if you don't have that, then the disrespect, like everything crazy if you don't have communication, man.
But it's a certain type of communication too, though. It's a certain type of
communication is saying what you're doing and how it's being done. And like I've been married.
Yeah, I think communication would be number one, and disrespect probably be number two.
I'm gonna do this by myself. He ain't gonna mind. I don't give it. If he don't mind, it's still gotta be known. Every play gotta be known, man. And
I've seen motherfuckers disrespected to a kid.
It's hindsight for me. Like I said, I'm not married anymore.
I've seen men get disrespected by their woman in public, and they, like a puppy dog. Like, wow.
Yeah,
like,
that's nah.
When alcohol's involved and shit, you know what I'm saying? You at a party
that's
and
how
some
you know
shit.
Proper stage, man. That's how you know.
Always begging me for I think you were trying to get him a little piece, and he trying to get home. And she just blew his spot up, bro. Like,
those are nuclear. That would be nuclear for me.
Nah, you can't do that. Yeah, you can't do. You can't.
Up, dog. Yeah. I felt so bad for him, bro. I wanted to go in the bushes like Homer Simpson shit.
Because if a woman don't respect you as a man, y'all don't. That shit don't even need to be together. Yeah, that's a new point.
Right.
If the disrespect go out into the public, disrespect at home is bad enough. That shit go out in the public.
See, you
would let some shit go in behind closed doors. You let some shit go, but and then you had to check that. But in public, bro, that's that's pretty.
Well,
bad.
The disrespect comes from allowing it too at the same time, but
true. You ain't respecting yourself if you allow that shit to go on.
But to some degree, like things fell like earlier. I mean, like I said, we know why things fell. But at the same time, I've been through situations being disrespected and not really like out in public or anything, but in the house wise.
Even in the house, it's not cool. In the house, is nowhere.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, but I knew it was over.
Hey, now if you playing little sex games, dirty mother.
When I felt like I was the one, like every time when I any little thing that I tried to straighten out, I became the bad guy. I was always the bad guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's like
relationships, man.
There was no structure from me, like no opinion from me. It was always the bad. It was always considered the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then inviting people over, right? Having conversation with them. But when you come in and have conversation, it stops. Don't want you over here. That kind of stuff.
Time to go. Time to go.
So you know, but I needed them. That's why mine didn't work out because I left. You know what I mean? I left and started playing Playboy. You know what I mean? So I don't really sit around and you know, if somebody was to disrespect me, like I'd be like, you hate when I'm around, you hate when I do this. The only thing we really got in common is always what everybody has in common. Why they even got
We've talked about this before, Pot. Remember? Yep. The only thing that keep you going is the sex, bro. See?
Yeah, that's the only thing that keep you going. But when you start finding out, like,
did you hang around or did you leave, bro? Did you hang around? Did you hang around or you say you left Playboy? You did.
No. I just went and I just had my fun, and you know, and that person didn't care when I was out having my fun.
So let me ask you this: at the end of the day in your relationship, when you just look at it and you start doing inventory and you realize that the only good thing y'all got going is the sex, do you fight or flight? You stay in it?
Because, I just played the role that person was allowing me to play. And I went out and I didn't hold my life back. I'm like, it didn't matter. I wasn't never questioned if I didn't come back at night or anything. So I just was doing whatever because I felt like it was done. Like, you know, when you're sleeping in bed with somebody, because that really felt too. Like, you know, in a relationship, you'll realize when it's really over, when y'all sex, when it starts off every day and then once a week. I mean, no, 2 times a week. Then it goes to 1 time a week. Then it goes to 1 time every 2 weeks. Then you know what I mean? Like once you start seeing that,
I ain't never. Once every 2 weeks. Nobody, you can't do that.
Well, hold up, but then you find yourself laying in that same bed with that person. Yeah. It got to the point where this is what I said. You know what I mean? I was like, we was having a good night. I'm not saying her name, but we was having a good night, and I was like, you know how we are. You know, you have a good night. You think you're gonna have a good night. So you know what?
He thought he was gonna get some.
I came to my
no matter how good that night went.
Yo, exactly. I came to my senses. I was like, she was like, what you doing? I was like, I'm going home. I'm gonna go back. You know, where I'm not gonna stay the night because I already know that I'm gonna be laying next to you instead of, so I'm not even gonna waste my time. So that's basically when it was really over. And I was like, yeah, I'm out doing this and that because
she didn't stop you. And she didn't stop you neither.
No, she got mad, cursed me out. But at the same time, I was like, well, I'm not gonna sit here and lay down next to you every single fucking night and not even be intimate.
Not for no 2 weeks, nigga. Hell fucking no.
No, that's a
like so I was like, I'm gone because I got one more thing. And the reason why I did this because I found myself. You know how it is as a man when you with somebody that you active with. As soon as you lay down in bed, you be like, zip. That stopped happening. I got too used to sleeping in that bed without being intimate. I was like, damn, I'm losing my attraction now because it's like I don't even know what it's like anymore. So that's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't no longer physically attractive. It felt like I was just sleeping with a cousin, something, just chilling. Like, y'all just families, like y'all just end up in the same bed, but not
sleepover bed, sleepover.
Yeah.
Slumber. They got a slumber party.
Yeah, that's how I felt. So I was like, the only way for this to work is for me not to. I'm only getting in this bed overnight is if I'm getting some. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna get my body used to that, where I'm just gonna lay down and have no sexual, not expecting anything ever again. So I was like, I'm better off going out and sleeping with some other chick overnight. And that's what I was doing. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I guess you ain't getting it at home. We got to get it from somewhere.
Right.
Ain't that what they say?
Every weekend. I was enjoying I was enjoying myself so much. I didn't even care.
All right, guys. Real quick, so we definitely run out of time. I wanted to touch this Alpo situation, and as everyone knows, Alpo lost his life on Halloween. Morning after Halloween. Everyone knows the story, paid in full movie. My question to you guys is the age of the age of no snitching, is that acceptable now, or are we still is street rules still in effect? And how far out do street rules, as far as civilians are concerned, is that kind of been crossed? That line's been crossed as far as that's concerned because of all the social media shit going on with rats and people speaking on shit that aren't street people and still trying to abide by those rules.
Them rules are bullshit. Them rules have fucked up our community for years with that no snitching shit. There's parents who have no answers about their loved ones and who killed them and what happened because people got this no snitch policy versus now keep in mind, let's take it back where there was a time frame where we took care of things in our own community. So there was no need to get the opposition involved.
Thank you.
Such as the police. We took care of that.
Yep.
Niggas don't take care of the shit now. It is what it is.
We're not in control of our own communities. We're not.
So yeah,
facts.
We don't take ownership.
It's our community though. Yeah, I know I said that before, but it's not our community, man.
There's different definitions of snitching from what I gather from talking to people. Now, if you involved in a crime with somebody, y'all get caught. You tell on your man. That is a snitch. Now, if you're a civilian, you raising a family, somebody rob your family, hurt your family, do something, you ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You're just trying to protect your family. You have the right to call the police. Do what you got to do to seek justice for your family member, friend, whoever. Especially if you ain't involved in no criminal lifestyle. You are not a snitch.
I agree with
That's
that.
why I don't put myself in those situations with people. You know, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it on my lonely. I'm gonna just do it by myself.
I'm still waiting for justice for Wayne Jones. It was murdered 2 years ago. Somebody knows what happened, and if you a civilian and you knew what happened there, please, you need to come forward.
Somebody know.
I don't know. I don't know very much, and you're right about that. So, absolutely. I know that was a situation that was real close to you, bro. I just want to say though, I don't know everything, all the details of what happened with Alpo or whatever, but I think that he lived that life and he did what he did. But 30 years later, he was still in the streets.
Yeah.
Too.
Right.
So we don't, I don't know whether it was it what retribution for that, or was it, what I'm saying, some young niggas caught him slipping.
Yeah.
Because
young niggas out here,
still in the street. And my thing is, if you're still in the streets and you our age, that's why, and I take a lot of heat for saying that. That's why, in my opinion, Jay-Z, quote unquote, has the best rapper story in a way of all time, because he did what street niggas do and use that knowledge to be able to come up in a different way, and be able to walk away from what he was to become what he is.
Thank
he
you.
stayed low still today.
If Alpo did what he did and he told or whatnot, and he was still in the game 30 years later, man, go get your electrician license or something, blood.
CDLs,
yeah, he
Russia or something, and you know what I'm saying, or some whatever, It just that's just what got me about that whole situation.
Yeah, he caught a lot of bodies, well over 10.
Oh, yes.
And it was not a secret. And he was, from what I recall from the report, he was in the witness protection program, which typically comes from people who have snitched. But it was no secret that he did snitch and tell on people, right, to save his own ass. And he was in the witness protection program. My thing is, he had a new identity. He had a secret place of living. He had all this shit, but he came back to the hood because he couldn't let go of that lifestyle and that whole MO. He couldn't let it go. Now I have a theory. I have a theory. One theory is, if you smart, niggas will sit on you for a minute to clap you.
Yeah.
They'll wait. Right. So I think if it's legit, he just got clapped because he became accessible. And it was just time. That's karma. Fuck it. Or he was still on some official government payroll. He was still in the witness protection program. He probably been doing some work in the community, supplying them with information. And when that work was done, they came in and pulled him back out and made it seem like he got clapped. And we probably won't see him again. So the nigga probably still alive and living a whole new life. Two scenarios.
Or it could have been a family member that he killed. I mean, somebody's family member, one of the family members that he killed could have came back and caught his ass. Yeah.
He's in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that nigga, he got a mask on, but that's Alpo. He here now. If you want to get him, he driving this and such. This shit, we cutting out of here about 2:30.
It's absolutely.
Yeah, he wasn't hard to find. Yeah, he wasn't hard to find. But the crazy shit is he got out of jail years ago and did a video and told the whole story about how he killed his homeboy. Yeah. Detail by detail. Location, everything.
Right here. Shot him. Like, wow.
He wasn't dead. I saw him breathing and I got the gun and shot him in the head and made sure he was dead and put the body here. And this shit was crazy. And there's people, family members watching this shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're going to get somebody, and I always say this, if I ever been put in that situation and I got to get me some revenge, I'm going to chill for a minute.
Absolutely.
I'm going to chill for a minute. They're going to think
give me a nigga though.
Sweet.
Give me a nigga.
Not comfortable. The streets still love me. They still love me up here in Harlem.
Yeah.
Shit goofy,
kill
man.
who? Kill who? Family or young niggas, so we don't know who the fuck.
Yes. Somebody hit him with that. Nigga, that shot group was perfect. That was I was impressed. That shot group was not even 10 inches apart. So who got him?
That was a hit.
Yeah. Somebody knew what the hell they was doing. You know? Damn.
That right. That was a hit.
Man,
I really don't know too much about that, what happened, but I y'all just telling me something that I don't know nothing about, but I'm listening.
It's cool, that shit, bro. It's all over the place. Well,
what is it again? What happened?
Alpo.
What the hell is Alpo?
You seen Paid in Full?
Paid in Full?
Something like Paid in Full.
Cameron's character.
Right. No, I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that.
Moving along, you see New Jack City?
Yeah, for sure.
Good. All right. All right, Archio. All right, guys, I'm gonna close it down, man. I want to thank everybody for coming out, man. I definitely want to thank the chat. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for riding with us and being here. Shelly Ann Reed, Tiffany Beautifully Me, Davenport, what it do, my G? We also want to thank Rod Wallace for joining us too. Rod, you want to give your project plug-in and the Grove plug, sir?
Zero Noise Podcast coming back probably in January. We talk to people and talk about the albums that influenced their lives. Check me out Instagram at Where's Wallace. Dirty Old Man album coming soon.
Yes, sir.
And reposting the last Rod Wallace album on stream, and I haven't done that yet, so I'm gonna put that up probably around Christmas time.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me, man. It's good to kick it with y'all. I watch y'all all the time, man. I love y'all, brothers.
All right, same here.
Brother More Deep, you want to go ahead and plug the POD, sir?
Yes, POD. We air every Saturday night at 10 o'clock. So come through and check us out. We have the latest and the greatest content, and we got Brainwashed on Heavy. That's every other Saturday at 10 o'clock. Where we get into some real heavy, deep conspiracy, this, that, and the third, flat earth stuff. So come check us out. You can find us on YouTube.
All right. And that's
flat,
it.
Hey, Dre, a flat sphere or just flat?
Nah, it's a plane.
Hey, yo, you know what I want to say?
You really believe that?
Planes are
I
infinite.
say that all the time.
You really believe that?
Is the earth flat?
Flat earthers.
You believe the earth is flat?
No, I don't believe the earth is flat.
He ain't never been on a space shuttle or anything.
I don't believe the earth is flat. But when we're talking about planes, like let's say astral plane, then you got the earth plane. Planes are beyond what we consider shape. Like if you want to say it's flat or it's an infinite in all directions.
Oh, okay.
But when you try to take your brain and conceptualize something like that, we have a tendency of putting dimensions on shit when you can't put dimensions on a plane because it's infinite in all directions. But when you hear the word plane in itself, the brain registers flat, like a flat plane.
All right. Okay.
But anyway, Brainwashed on Heavy. Come check us out. We get into all that stuff.
Right.
Hey, yo, no, go ahead, man. I don't want to talk about it. It's good. Go.
Bleep.
Talking about my free lunch experience last weekend. What happened to me?
What happened? We got time. We got time.
Nah. We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that pot. Look at you, man. Close it down wide.
Until next time, check us out. The Straight Up Podcast, episode 28.
Always one.
On YouTube.
Always one.
Check us out on the playback, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time, we say peace. 1, 2, 3. Peace.
Peace.